Welcome to church.
We are so glad that you're here.
And we want you to know that when you walk through our doors today,
You didn't just walk into a building.
You walked into a family.
And regardless of who you are, where you came from,
or what you look like,
You are welcome here.
Because at this church, we believe that God is love.
and that He is in the business of rekindling lost passions,
Restoring broken dreams and filling empty lives.
At this church, we believe that life in Christ is not a formula of rules and laws.
But a moment-by-moment relationship with Jesus.
and His love is infinite and everlasting.
Without pretense or condition or discrimination.
At this church, we can't stand religion.
But we love God.
And if you're not quite sure what the difference is yet,
We can't wait to show you.
We're glad you joined us today.
welcome to church.
Good morning. With the Iceland volcanoes and the earthquakes in China, many of you are probably thinking that we are in end times. Well, today we're going to try to answer the question. The answer to these questions are: look at the Bible, history and current events for yourself, and then you decide. There have been many well-meaning teachers, pastors, and Bible students who have taught that in their generation the second coming of Christ would occur. I have no problem with these people. It is good and biblical to be vigilant. However, there are others that have erroneously predicted the actual day of his second coming. Steer clear of these people. They are nutcases, the lunatic fringers, and the biblically ignorant. The Bible is crystal clear about setting dates. In Matthew 24, verse 36, Jesus says, "On that day, of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but the Father only." Still, there are people that continue in their vain attempt to be modern-day prophets. Edgar Wiesenow sold 4.3 million copies of his book detailing why Christ would come in 1988. December 31st, 1988 came and went, and no Messiah. The next year, he sold 30,000 copies of a book he wrote detailing why Christ would come in 1989. December 31st, 1989 came and went, and no Messiah. If you don't get it the first time, try again, right? After missing it twice, the retired NASA engineer who lived in a one-room shack outside of Little Rock, Arkansas, said he could stand in front of the Lord and say, "I gave it my best shot." It would have been far better for Winsart to shoot for reading the Bible first before making a nitwit of himself. Acts chapter 1 verse 6 is another text warning us not to set dates or times. The disciples asked Jesus after he was resurrected, "Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel?" He said to them, "It is not for you to know times or seasons which the Father has fixed by his own authority." Did you hear that? Not even Jesus Christ himself knows when the Father is sending him. It's similar to what military does before deployment. The sergeant in charge of the duty roster calls you at home and tells you to get to the house ASAP. He tells you to bring all your gear, minus your field jacket and sleeping bag, and tells you to kiss your wife and kids goodbye for a while. You have just 2 hours to get your affairs in order. The clock starts ticking. You can't find your jungle boots. He just hinted that you are going somewhere warm. If you are not there in less than 120 minutes, ready to go to the staging area, you will be considered AWOL. You can't find your bug spray either. "Laura, where's my bug juice?" If she really knew, as if she really knew. Finally, you find the missing items, and the wife and kids take you to the battalion. You wonder if this is if this is really it. It is, you ask your first sergeant, where are we going to? He says, you know when you get there. It's not for you to know right now. What words and what book is Daniel commanded to shut up and seal? We are clearly told this in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. At the time shall arise Michael, the great prince, who has change of your people. Daniel's people, of course, are the Jews. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was a nation till that time. A clear reference to the great tribulation. But at that time your people shall be delivered, every one whose name shall be found written in the book. These people who will be delivered, like I said before, are the Jews. But these are a special group of Jews. These are tribulation saints of Jewish descent who come to a saving knowledge of Christ during the Great Tribulation, and the book that Daniel refers to is the Book of Life. Let's focus for now on the latter portion of verse 4, where it says, many shall